at here, Buzz TV. It's a fun day for us. Webiview, all the way from Germany. We're lucky enough to catch up with Alex from Voodoo Circle. How you doing this morning, Alex?
Well, it's morning for you, but it's late in the evening for me.
Well,
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
great. Now, we were turned on to Voodoo Circle stuff a couple weeks ago by a good friend of ours. Fell in love with it, and right away responded, said, hey, how do we get a hold of these guys? We really want to chat with them. So, just wanted to say, we love the music from Voodoo Circle, and as a guitar player, boy, I'm going to pick your brain in a few. Um, so, let's just dive right into this stuff. We see with the new album, there's a DVD with this thing, correct?
We have it's not a DVD, it's a video.
Okay. And now, is that the same one that I saw? Or is this
Yeah, probably. It's on YouTube since 1 week, and we already had over 50,000 views in Facebook, and that's probably the one you saw.
Perfect. Now, this thing is a great piece, and again, it made me just go right away, wow, I got to, talk to someone in the band about the guitar player, and then we got lucky and were able to speak to him himself. So I'm going to just dive right into that. You have a great tone, and I love your playing style in general. The band reminds me just of, some old great rock and roll. I mean, I hear some Zeppelin influences. There's definitely times I hear some Deep Purple stuff. I love the keyboards you guys have going. And actually, in the video, in some of the lead, it reminds me of a little bit of old Whitesnake stuff, where it slows down, and I'm like, this is really, really cool stuff. So as a band, and being in Germany, how does basically just straight-in-your-face rock and roll translate over? We've been dealing with a lot of bands that are real heavier or darker, and it seems like Europe has a lot of countries that really love that stuff. But with your kind of music, is there a really good fan base for that as well?
Absolutely. Classic rock has never been dead in Europe. And I think there is a difference in general between an American mainstream fan base and a European mainstream fan base. I hope I'm gonna explain this right. In Europe, if we once liked a style of music, we stick with it for the rest of our lives. And I think in the States, it's more like you go more with a trend.
You're right. It's a lot of it. It seems, and I can't speak for Europe, but in America, mainstream commercial radio's controlled and dominated by 2 or 3 companies, which will decide what gets played generally. And when that's the case, and people are kind of choosing what you listen to, people unfortunately are like sheep in that respect and will go follow that, versus I guess now, and the kids are getting a little smarter, they just go online and they find what they want and they get what they want. There's so many different places of online radio stations or people that do video stuff where they could really find their niche. So hopefully in the States it's coming back. But in fact, we were chatting with Exodus last week, and it seems like even the crowds overseas, they're just crazy compared to what it used to be like here, and now it's real docile. I go to a lot of shows, and the energy is not what it used to be. But things change and things come around, and I know rock and roll and our kind of music is definitely coming back in our part of the world. And I love, seeing it all over the world. Now, Voodoo Circle, any chance they might be playing in America anytime soon?
Well, we did already. We played at the Prog Power Festival in Atlanta.
Okay.
Which was a huge success. It was amazing. And of course, we would love to come back again and bring the Voodoo vibes over to the States. But therefore, you have to find the right promoter, somebody has to pay for the flights, blah, 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 blah. it's not so easy, but I don't give up. So let's see. Let's hope.
Well, you know what? With the material you guys have out and the energy this band brings, and from what we've seen just with the video, I don't think it should be too much of a problem. We're just, ourselves, we're going to try to get you out there as well. But the more people that see Voodoo Circle, the more people are going to want to see Voodoo Circle. Now, since you're in Germany, any upcoming shows in your area that we want to plug and let people know where to come see Voodoo Circle soon?
Well, we're gonna go on tour in March next year. We had the tour lined up for November, but we had to postpone it due to private reasons, health issues, and so it's postponed to March next year.
Well, things happen, and generally, it's a good thing. I'm pretty sure when March comes around, something special is going to happen. Now, where you guys plan to be? Where's this tour going to take you through?
It's a mini tour. It's going to happen only in Germany and in Switzerland.
Nice.
And yeah, it's. I wish we would have more time, but before that mini tour with Voodoo Circle, I will be on a 4 weeks European tour with Primal Fear. Then I do the Voodoo Circle mini tour. Then I go on a 4 weeks tour with Rock Meets Classic. Then I go on a 5 weeks tour with Primal Fear in the States and Canada, flying from there right to Japan, and then I will be back in the middle of June. So,
so you're a busy guy, and you know what? With a little luck, we might catch up with you during some of those Primal Fear dates with the States. So we'll chat about that, and we'll definitely chat some more about this. Now, for those of you that want to see some Voodoo Circle, the website, if I'm correct, is voodoo.de, correct?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yes, correct.
So, you get down there, or if you're watching this on our iPhone or Android app, click over to the BUZZTV website. We're going to have a link right down here. You can get to their website. Also, just Voodoo Circle on Facebook. That'll get you all their information. Click you over to their link. Now, we could get the CD off your website, correct? If we want to purchase that?
Actually, no, we don't sell direct. You can get it in Amazon and in the stores. It's going to be released next week. And
Perfect.
I think it's going to be released in America the week after. And you just mentioned Facebook, the Voodoo Circle Facebook page. It's very interesting. What I'm doing right now is I post my feelings and ideas about any song of the new album every day in Facebook. I write about one song, how I wrote it, which guitar I used, some background information, and it's maybe fun to listen to that.
Well, actually, since you brought that up, I could say I was reading up on, I think, your latest post. I love the double neck. I really, really do. Now, here's a question. I see you have a few white guitars. Now, myself, I have a white Strat. It's not too white anymore. It's kind of that cream color yellow. I assume these must be either new guitars to you or freshly painted guitars. Am I correct?
Well, yeah. I'm a collector. I love guitars, and honestly, I don't buy new guitars. I love buying used guitars because they always have a soul of a different musician who tried to be famous and tried his best and worked hard on an instrument, and I always love to discover a used instrument.
Very nice. So that 12-string I saw is an actual, that double neck is a used guitar?
It's used. And actually it's from Japan.
That's something.
I have it right here. Wait a second. There it is.
That thing's in great condition. You know,
Yeah,
gorgeous guitar.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was very, very lucky with this one. Hold on a second. I have to put it over here. It's a heavy motherfucker. I was very lucky because I was searching this guitar exactly in that color for years. because they don't make them anymore, and they are hard to find. And I found one, believe it or not, in eBay in Japan. And I mean, usually you pay like $5,000 for this kind of guitar.
Right.
And I got it for $3,000, including shipping from Japan, which was like.
Oh,
cheap.
I've gotten some of those eBay deals myself. I think I picked up a more Les Paul with a 13 pin in it, because I also play guitar synth, and picked it up for about $900, and the thing's just amazing. So I know where you're coming from. Sometimes you just get lucky. So congratulations on that. One more thing. With your tone, what are you playing through, if I may ask? Is it just you to the amp?
I play straight into the amp, and for this album I used a Voodoo amp from New York.
Right.
It's a very expensive boutique amp, and it's all handmade and point-to-point wired, and a Marshall.
Wow.
And that's it.
Got a great tone there. I love that one. I guess to close this thing out, we'll go two things. One, let's mention everyone in the band, because we want to give them some love. Obviously, I'm with Alex, who plays guitar, but who's not here with us today?
Well, we have David Reedman on vocals, we have Matt Sinner on bass, Alessandro Del Vecchio on keyboards and Hammond organ and vocals, and on drums, Francesco Jovino.
Yes, I've seen those guys, and I'm telling you, you have an amazing, amazing band. Is anyone in the band sponsored? And if they are, let's give them some love.
Well, what do you mean by sponsored?
Are you endorsed? Is anyone endorsed by equipment companies?
Oh yeah, we are all endorsed. We are all endorsed, but I can only speak for myself, because I don't know the endorsement of the other guys. But I am endorsed by Fender, by Gibson, by Marshall, and by Voodoo amps.
There you go. Got to give them some love. When they give you love, we got to give them some love back, because that's just how we are.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
We play a fun little game here. It's called Roll the Bones. What that is, let's see, where's your camera? I have a 20-sided dice. I have 20 pre-selected questions. I think 3 or 4 of them, 3 or 4 even deal with music. You up for playing around?
Absolutely.
Okay, since you're not here, I'll be kind enough and roll for you. And you get the lucky number 11. Oh, I like this question. Do you fold or crinkle your toilet paper?
I folded.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to take my shot.
What's like? I'm a German, you know.
That is true, but you know, you also make the best stuff, because I also use the Petzl climbing gear, and everyone goes, oh, they're so anal, and I go, yeah, and it's the best shit in the world, so nothing wrong with that. Okay, I got 5, and 5 is worst tour story. I'll give you that. Was out on the road with a pack of male strippers doing lighting for them, and that's not really a bad thing. Think about what our crowd is, so it's never a bad thing. But we had to stay off property, and I got into this hotel room, and there was old food in my refrigerator. I was scared to sleep in the bed, stayed up all night, and about 4 a.m., all of us texted each other and left and said, we're not sleeping here. Went to the venue and said, you better find rooms or we're not playing. But it was the scariest, most freaked out, ugliest, infested room I've ever seen. That is my worst tour story.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that was that one. So, the last question for Voodoo Circle would be, is there anything that we left out that they need to know about Voodoo Circle?
Well, no, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So if you want a band that just kicks ass, is in your face, if you truly love rock and roll, you got to go see Voodoo Circle. Remember, the website, voodooCircle.de. You can catch them on Facebook. There's links down here. I'd say go get that album. It's going to drop next week in America. We hear 2 weeks, maybe a little later. Amazon, iTunes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everywhere.
So all those places you'll be able to catch it, and I guarantee as soon as that album drops, there's going to be links on their site that's going to tell you exactly where to click that like button and buy button. And with a little luck, we're going to talk to Alex off camera, but we might be able to get a track from them, put it in an upcoming show, have them Artist of the Week, so you just might be able to catch some of that at the end of one of our shows as well. But for us, for Alex, for Voodoo Circle, out in Germany, here in Vegas, we're out of here, guys. See ya!
See ya, man. Cool.